I'm here to help you be the best you can be in 2016. And part of that is preventing injury. So in this blog, we talk about ways to prevent injury. And we all know that the core needs to be engaged and be strong. That's the main thing to prevent any injury. But the other elements are really strengthening the back, the upper back, as well as the hips and glute area. So with all these exercises, you're always going to begin with tightening the pelvic floor, pulling the lower belly in, and feeling like you're slightly arching the back, so pushing your butt backwards. It's all a visualization, slight butt back, belly in, and lifting that pelvic floor. Every exercise, you want that engaged. Now let's begin. So we're going to do a surfer first. Anchor down. You can kneel right by your hands if that's uncomfortable with the knees. Just take a seat. That's totally fine. In this position, because you're kneeling, your upper back is going to be the focus, and you can actually get your low back is somewhat tucked because you're kneeling, and that will help draw the focus to the upper back first. You're going to lean forward, you're going to lift your upper back, keep that lifting sensation, and just start pulling straight back. Now you can go full surfer here, or you can even just lift the upper back some, and just keep moving the arms. And that will help keep that strength and endurance building right in between your shoulder blades. Building on this movement pattern, you knuckle down, straddle, take a seat. Now one palm up, one palm down. You're going to pull your arms in opposite directions. Now the key is not to lean back. It's to almost feel like you're leaning a little bit forward. And if you feel like you're posting, inner thigh squeeze a little bit and you're leaning forward, that will also help engage the core as you do opposite arm, pulling opposite arms away from each other. Now these are strengthening exercises as well as endurance. So you want to keep your intensity on a 0 to 10 scale, about a 6 to 7 if you're going to go for about 20 reps, which I do suggest that you build that endurance factor in. The strength factor will be anywhere from an 8 to 9, 7, 8, 9 is going to be a little too intense. Going to go for about 12 repetitions, nice and slow, in about a 45-second time frame. All right, so moving on, we're now going to go to pullovers. Now, oftentimes, when we've done pullovers, we move into the position of adding a crunch. So you've seen the pullover crunch. Well, to get the back to fire a little bit more, as you pull over, you lift the hips up. So now it becomes a pullover bridge, and really helps to engage the backside of the body, the glutes. You can also just maintain the bridge and just do a pullover. Various options if you so desire. Now from here, you're going to roll up to sitting, disengage the cable from the glide board, and then we're going to move into squat. So this is going to be more in a higher incline level, so the top third. From here, you're going to straddle, and rather than going into straight-on squats, you're going to go into a sideline squat. So pull the board up as you go into your side so that the board's right at your hip. Make sure you're one hand's distance away from the back edge. Your foot's at the lower edge of the squat stand. Now, a lot of times people do squats like this, and they're so curled. So get your posture first in the greatest position. Your head's going to be aligned with your shoulders. So I put my hand right on the back of my head, and I almost push into my hand a little bit to give myself some length. Then I'm going to slowly bend down and come back up. Just like so. If you feel like your back's arching too much, you can bring your knee up. You can also bring your leg behind. You can also bring it through the squat stand depending upon what your leg length is and where your squat stand height is. So those are the first 4 exercises focusing on strengthening to help prevent injury.